It's cheesy, it's exclusive, it rocks. Today we're drinking Hyde and Wilde American IPA. Hi guys, it's Jim here from drtankenstein.com with another episode of Beers of the British Isles. On today's episode, we're going to be drinking an exclusive. We're going to be drinking Hyde and Wilde American IPA. Now this is exclusive to Sainsbury's, so you better get yourselves down there if you want one. Now I'm sure that I bought a 4-pack of this for about £6. However, I'm told by the internet that it's £1.20 from Sainsbury's. So if you want one of these by the end, that's how much it is. Now, because it's not sort of a flagship or a new release from like a craft brewery, there's not really a lot of information floating around about this. So all we know really is that it's an American IPA, that it's 5.6% alcohol, and it's Hyde and it's Wilde. So, what am I expecting? For this to be a good American IPA, what I want is it to be a little bit boozy. So 5.6% is fine. Yeah. I want it to be kind of a pale gold colour. It should be bitter. So if it's an American IPA, I would imagine with a 5.6% alcohol, you know, the IBU should be around 50 or so. There's no way of me knowing that. So that's all just theory, I guess. And it should be, you know, kind of smelly. I should be able to smell the hops coming off it. That's what I imagine. Like I said, there's not a lot of information about this, so I don't know the IBUs. I don't know the starting gravity or anything like that. But what I do know is that they use Citra and Summit hops. So, you know, even though it's exclusive to Sainsbury's, whatever, those are some real good hops. So Summit, your classic American bitter in hop. So that's going to give it, hopefully, those 50 or so IBUs that we're talking about. And Citra is, you know, was once everyone's favorite hop, I guess. It might still be. So they're not holding back on the quality of the hops they're putting in this. We just need to see how many they put in there. So let's pour it out and see. So we're in the glass. My nice cold beer is in the glass. So first thing is, I wasn't wrong about, or they weren't wrong with this, with the colour. You can't, this is a frosted glass because it's a cold beer, but the colour's pretty good actually. It's, you know, a nice pale gold / deep yellow colour. And the head is quite good actually. When I poured it out, it was super thick, but it's lasting. It's right there. Okay, very citrusy, almost floral hop character actually, which I wasn't expecting. Citrusy, obviously, you would expect from Citra. Okay, yeah, that's good. Not super smelly, but actually quite nice. You know. If I wasn't just sniffing it and I was drinking it, I'd probably quite appreciate that aroma. Oh wow, okay. Well, there we go, that's interesting. So it's not as bitter as I thought, but it is very kind of tangy, citrusy. Yeah, very citrusy. It dissipates quite quickly, though, I will say. So when you first taste it, yeah, it's kind of all up front. So the hop flavour is very similar to the aroma. So it's quite a sharp citrus aroma, and that's the hop flavour as well. The bitterness is on the low side. So because of that, it's not sweet, but it's on the sweeter side. The body's not bad. The body's not terrible. Body's not terrible. Carbonation's a little bit low, which always kind of detracts from the body, makes it seem a bit thicker, I think. So, yeah, overall, you can tell that this has had Citra in it. What the malts they've used, I'm not sure, because there's not really a hell of a lot of malt character to it. Just that touch of sweetness, because it's, in my opinion, a bit underbittered. But it's quite clean, nice and sharp. The flavour does dissipate quite quickly. Okay, so the brewery that made this beer, this Hyde and Wilde American IPA, is obviously Hyde and Wilde. Or is it? So when I bought this, I must admit, I fell for it. I thought, oh, Hyde and Wilde, never heard of those guys before. I'll buy that beer. This is actually a brand. It's a Sainsbury's brand of beer. It's brewed by Marsden's, who are, of course, very good brewery, based, I think, in Derbyshire. So real heartland of brewing in the UK. A real sort of workhorse brewery over the years. I mean, I won't mention any of their beers by name, but they have some cracking stuff out there. So they're the ones who brewed this beer for Sainsbury's, and it's exclusively for Sainsbury's. So I guess the only thing to say, really, because I don't want to talk about Marsden's too much because this isn't in their catalogue, is about this kind of contract brewing on. Now, contract brewing is not a bad thing at all. I think contract brewing is great. You know, if you've got too much demand for your supply, then, you know, get somebody else to make it for you. That's great. But I think that the trouble is when someone even like me falls for a Hyde and Wilde American IPA, and, you know, it says on here American Dream, you know, thinking it's a real brand when in fact it's not. I don't know. I don't know if that detracts from the scene or not. I don't know if that detracts from the industry or not. You know, thinking that you're getting a real product, because the marketing's quite good. The can is quite good. You know, it's got tasting notes on it, which I'll get to in the final section. I don't know. This was made by Marsden's for Sainsbury's. Hyde and Wilde aren't a real brewery. It doesn't exist. I don't even think they're a pretend brewery, to be honest. I think this is called Hyde and Wilde American IPA. Okay, then let's sum this one up. Let's put this one to bed. So, the colour is pretty spot on for what I would imagine an American style IPA to be. The head retention's pretty good, I will say. You know, it keeps coming back, even in this. You know, I've apologised for my glasses before. The head keeps coming back. Slightly undercarbonated, in my opinion, which makes the body seem a bit clunky for me. The aroma, citrus, just kind of sharp citrus, so almost a lemony aroma there, which is from, you know, the Citra hops, I imagine. Flavour, yeah, you get almost, you get the threat of bitterness as you first drink it. And you also get those sharp citrus notes that I was just talking about, that you get the aroma of. But it just dissipates so quickly. And because, well, obviously this is my opinion, because it's underbittered, it seems a little bit sweet. And with the low carbonation making the body seem a bit clunky, The whole beer seems a bit heavier than it should be, and not in the right places. But it's okay. So I was going to say earlier, the tasting notes of this beer. So let's see if we can match them up to the tasting notes. The tasting notes start with yeehaw. I wouldn't say that's what I got from it, but that's okay. So we have yeehaw. Let's thank the Yanks for their bold, citrusy hops. With a blast of grapefruit and a hint of gooseberry, this beer rocks. I'm sure it does. I'm sure somebody thinks that. For me, I'm not going to rate this one out of 10. I'm certainly not going to rate it on geography. Instead, I'm going to say that if this beer was a song, it would be Snow in July by Chris Gaines. Because that's not a bad song. In fact, it kind of gets stuck in your head. And this beer, you could probably drink a few of them. You might even prefer it over some other beers. But Chris Gaines, we know that you're just Garth Brooks. This beer, Hyde and Wilde, we know that you're just Sainsbury's. That being said, if you are interested in this beer from my review, head down to Only Sainsbury's and grab yourself a can, a 4-pack, whatever they've got of it. And let me know what you think. Let me know if I was right, let me know if I was wrong. And if you do like this beer, or if you don't and just want an American style IPA, head down to your local bottle shop and ask for just that. Don't ask for Hyde and Wilde because they won't stock it. But ask for American style IPA and I'm sure they'll have something that you'll love. Until then guys, cheers.